bali bagaba emmere sebanno kati banneko bamalaya abanya ebo malaya kutamba twafuuka ekyenyinyalwa niwe ba meeting gwe togendayo.
Coronavirus pandemic took the world unaware, leaving dozens dead. In Africa, Uganda is among the countries most affected by the deadly coronavirus pandemic.
The discos, the dances, the bars, the sports events, the music shows, the cinemas and the concerts were all suspended.
Being a presidential directive, the men and women in uniform were readily available to arrest and charge persons found not complying with the directive. Female sex workers suffered most as lodges, guest houses and bars that were meeting points for clients were banned. Chitagati Border Point in Isingiro district used to be a one-stop town preferred by travelers, but during the lockdown, the once busy town was covered in silence. Shops, bars and guest houses have remained under lock and key. Some female sex workers from distant places and operating in this town are now stranded with their families. Some have been thrown out of houses by landlords due to rent arrears, and some lack food.
Bakasitoma babadde bava eri Tanzania batuwa ssente. Olwo twabadde tuli bulungi nga tuweererwa abaana baffe nga tulabuka bulungi ng'osiba enviiri ng'onyirira. Kaakati abo badriva abava e Tanzania baba basiba bo bennyini batuzaalamu n'abaana tebalina kyakulya kati tuyina wadde nawo okusula batuweereza okusula tuyina mmere tuyina kyakweyiiya bannange embeera mbi kati.
From Isingiro via Masaka City to Lyantonde town, during the lockdown, police and other security operatives hunted out sex workers from their hideout to have them charged and detained in police cells beyond 48 hours, contrary to the law. Justine, not real name, is a sex worker living with HIV. She is a widow and a mother of 5. Justine has been involved in sex work for the last 20 years, and before the lockdown, she earned from sex work to pay school fees for her children. But a few months into the lockdown, with recreational facilities closed, Justine can hardly afford a meal for her family.
Kale obubona bweraliikivu ennyumba bali mu jjingo bamu kati myezi 3 sisasula okulya kulya tetulina kakulya lumu bali bagaba emmere sebanno kati banneko bamalaya abanya ebo malaya kutamba twafuuka ekyenyinyalwa niwe ba meeting gwe togendayo bakusonga mwenni mu church sikyagendayo ati malaya era ffe twakola ekigurupu kyaffe twefuuyira emmindi tuweka tugifuuwe tukisansa buli ate tukole eki naffe ne twekola ekigurupu kyaffe tusobole okubaawo naffe ne twebudaabudira omwo.
The different treatment and violation of rights of sex workers exhibited, ranging from banning public transport, arrests and long detention of sex workers contrary to the 48 hours rule, lack of food and others unfortunately turned to be a barrier for sex workers living positively to access health facilities or to attend ART clinics for ARVs refills.
Kakati bwe tugenda mu kyobujjanjabi entambula mu lockdown egaanye enzuku yeeyongedde bikandida abaana tebakyafuna ddagala lyabwe tetukyafuna ddagala lyaffe abali ku ati olw'entambula abali ku pureepu eriziyiza akawuka entambula etulemesezza kugamba lockdown etuyisizza bubi nnyo nga bw'okiwulira.
With sex and gender-based violence reported highly during the lockdown, sex workers were in the front line. Unfortunately, the raped sex workers could not access HIV treatment like PrEP. This is likely to increase the HIV infection rate. According to the Uganda HIV/AIDS Country Progress Report, July 2017 to June 2018, the HIV prevalence among sex workers is estimated at 37%. HIV prevalence among female sex workers is 3 to 4 times higher than that support of women from the mainstream population. Alliance of Women Advocating for Change, Awac, a civil society group, is bothered by the plight of sex workers during this lockdown.
We've been able to provide food relief, we've been able to provide legal support through our referral networks, and really the challenge is quite still alarming, and we can't say that the problem has ended. Instead, actually the situation is worsening, but what we can say apparently as a work, it's a pandemic right now that we need to have it integrated into the current programming. For example, we have the HIV program, HIV-TB program supported by Global Fund. We have PEPFAR, which is on board. So we should equally plan for COVID interventions integrated into the current running programs.
The Ministry of Health, that was only focused on trying to control the spread of the deadly coronavirus, regrets the circumstances.
As Minister of Health, we didn't have experience just like any other country. Yes, this affected us socially, economically, spiritually, but that was the best alternative we had at that time.